Learn the latest news surrounding Matthijs Ligt as Bayern Munich have entered the arena to do battle to sign our transfer target. On top of this, we have news on Jorginho, Maatsen, plus a lot more. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And before I continue on, I want to be very soppy very quickly and say thank you to everyone for the support this summer. Thank you to all the viewers for coming back daily to watch my videos as well too. I'm hoping that I'm giving you guys the best content to satisfy your transfer cravings and news demands. And of course, for taking the time out as well too to, of course, have me as part of your day is very much appreciated. So in today's video, let's get 3k likes. And without wasting any more time, so let's start with things and let's talk the latest news surrounding Maatsen, because I thought the player was on his way now to be signing on loan for Feyenoord. We know that Maatsen has left Feyenoord to sign officially today for Manchester United, and Maatsen was the guy tasked with being his replacement. But everything now has completely changed, and this comes down to the fact that Maatsen has in fact rejected the loan move to Feyenoord. He spoke to their coach, revealed his plans, and expressed his convictions. And those convictions are, he wants to remain here, impress Tuchel, and find a spot for himself in the squad for next season, which for me is very ambitious. But, I'm not here to patronize you guys. This is like bare minimum stuff if you come out from Cobham, if you come out from the academy. So it only makes sense that grads from our academy are going to have the ambition to make it here and get themselves in the team. I think he was one player in particular I was really hoping would get an opportunity so we could see him. Players like Ampadu, who I feel could be very important for us if we do switch to this 4-3-3 system for next season. We have some super talents here, and after seeing what Trev did, where listen, let's keep things absolutely real and honest, none of us expected him to really get in the team, get in the squads, and do anything for us. And that's not me saying he's a bad player. I always knew he had talent. Back in the day, I thought the guy was very good at playing out from the back, and I thought he was a very good defender on our academy. But with the abundance of talents we have, I think it's quite natural and normal to maybe just assume, okay, there's only like a finite amount of players we can physically use. But Cobham just keeps on breaking down all these norms and keeps trying in different ways. So if Trev can do that, it makes sense that other players will draw inspiration and get confidence from that. And with Maatsen's ability to play as a left back, left wing back, fast, the guy's getting bigger and stronger, getting quite stocky, very good technically, very good close control of his left foot, good crossing ability as well. It feels like he's at the perfect time now where, if he can compete down the left-hand sides, get like a good amount of game time throughout a season, that could give him the foundations to build from that, improve, and who knows what he's doing for us over the years. So I respect and very much rate the ambition shown. We now move on to the next story, you guys, and I think we have to tackle everything currently happening involving Matthijs Ligt. A lot has gone down over these past 24 hours. I'm going to do my best to break down the news, the updates, give you guys the full picture and context of what currently is happening at this point in time. Of course, I have to start off by saying that Juventus are definitely going to be the winners in this, and that's because essentially they are going to create a bidding war, which is hopefully going to rise the price up to sell the Ligt for their original valuation or as close to that valuation as humanly possible. Bayern Munich entering now to sign the Ligt. Should we be that surprised? I mean, they have shown interest in the player and they actually tried to sign him back in 2019 when he was at Ajax. So I can understand that the Ligt and Upamecano could be a very dangerous back two. And with Gravenberch and Mazraoui and that type of Dutch connection there already, I could understand why the Ligt could be influenced to make a move there. Now in the case of these reports, we're getting conflicting reports from Italy, Germany, and of course from the UK. I think they're all correct, and I think that when you piece them together, you can maybe understand things a bit more and see the links and connections between them all. But essentially it's going to be like this. Listen, if you're media from Germany or the UK, Bayern Munich and us, it's only natural that we want to communicate confidence to our fan bases over, our confidence in getting a move for De Ligt. So of course the first bid tabled was officially a 70 mil bid. Now this is going to be most of the money up front, and the original offers of Timo Werner plus 40 million were quickly turned down, with Juventus actually asking for Pulisic instead, which we in fact turned down afterwards. Jorginho was also seen as another potential exchange to try and bring the overall cost down, but the fact that De Ligt won't sign a new deal, I feel that it is fair that Juventus have reduced their final valuation they were hoping to get, and reports say that a fee between 70 to 80 million euros could be enough for them to sell the player and move him on. Now things were looking quite good, tabling that 70 mil bid is not too far off from the demands that Juventus want. But then Bayern Munich had to express their interest. We saw a tweet break from Plattenberg as well too. You'd imagine that, they're like, some of these journals are like the mouthpieces for Bayern Munich, and we're finding out that they're having a lot of positive talks on the side with Juventus over the possibility of signing Matthias de Ligt. Still, there are a few things working against Bayern currently. They'd have to move on Lewandowski, of course, to, bring some cash in quite fast. That is like a priority at this point in time. And also, they don't want to go above a crazy amount of money to actually sign de Ligt. So I guess at this point in time, what actually happens now? And could we be in another possibility where we're in this like Rafinha tug-of-war battle with de Ligt instead, and we lose out on both these players that we could potentially have bids accepted for. Now, one thing we have going in our favour is that de Ligt would actually prefer a move to the Premier League. You'd imagine the competition, the marketing, probably commanding more money as well too, as well as the fact that you're moving away from signing for a club where you're by far the most dominant force in the league. I mean, he's been at Juventus, won everything domestically in like his first 2 seasons there. Going to the Premier League where you're competing against, rivals, around a similar level to you, is more appeasing for players like competitive spirits. So we have that going in our favour. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee that we are going to sign de Ligt, as Bayern Munich can't be ruled out at this point in time. Ultimately, Juventus will sell to the club that offers them the highest amount of money. And now, due to the fact that Bayern have shown their interest, I guess that's forced us to speed things up even more, with reports coming out now that a new offer of around 70 million plus 10 million in add-ons is soon to be presented to Juventus. For me, in this matter, we have to act with aggression. We have to be assertive. I feel like we have been doing that, so I'm not going to rule that out from the club. Of course, we made very quick moves to get the offer accepted for Rafinha. Normally that will take us at least like a few weeks to get things right. I feel like we can't show weakness here. I think signings like de Ligt, regardless of how maybe some of us in the fan base feel about things, this is a signing where players who are interested in are going to react, wake up and realize what's happening. That's going to force reactions. That's going to force confidence behind the projects you are selling towards these players. And it's also a reminder that we are ambitious. We are a club that want to achieve things and compete and fight. And, I feel like this signing definitely represents that. With our US tour for pre-season approaching very, very soon, we're hoping to get 2 players signed in time. We need a defender now that we've lost Christensen and Rudiger. That's 2 guys out the team. We need at least 1 defender ready for the start of pre-season, and the next one most likely is going to be Raheem Sterling, with that deal being completed sometime before the end of this week. So things will be happening. I don't think we should worry too much about this competition. Whenever you're going for big name players, expect other clubs to be after them, and we do have a habit of winning. I mean, we've won the race to sign Eden Hazard, we won the race to sign Kai Havertz, and we are going to win the race to sign de Ligt from Juventus. Bayern Munich can't compete financially. They understand this, and it's why it has been reported now that their strategy behind signing de Ligt is to sell the project towards him, entice him that way, and to entice de Ligt to reject us outright. If they can force de Ligt to do this, it means that there's one less competition out of the way, which means that Juventus couldn't command that 80 million euros that they're looking for. So basically, if we can show more commitment towards that, we will have an amazing possibility of signing de Ligt. Because we have a new board, I feel like I have to keep an open mind to see how things are. I'm seeing some positive signs already, and I do feel like they have it in them to, win this race. We have the advantages now for de Ligt, the advantages now for Rafinha, and those advantages are we have the funds, and we can offer more of those funds up front to you if you sell us your players. So that is the latest surrounding Matthias de Ligt. How do you guys feel? Are you worried that we could miss out on the player? Let us know below. And to end things with the final report, for all the Jorginho fans out there, this is the news you've been waiting for. Long story short, Jorginho wants to commit to extending his contract with us. Now, this news was confirmed by his agent, João Santos, a very vocal agent, which is kind of normal, and I've had no issues with him being vocal about his client's intentions, future, etc, etc. He basically said this: Chelsea are his priority. His contract will expire in 2023. I think we will talk about the new renewal from September. So there's a lot to break down from this. Earlier reports that came out from this country say that either one of Kante or Jorginho would be the players to get a new deal. With new ownership, could things change? Potentially. I think Jorginho, for example, if he was to get a new deal, you can at least keep more of that transfer value. And with a player like him, easily I see playing until his mid-30s to a very high level as well, especially with the role he plays and the emphasis more on using his brain and tactics instead of being physical. So I think that he could always have like a market back in Serie A. But I'm also not surprised by the fact that Jorginho would currently want to commit, because the competition now for him is not the same as it was last summer. Juventus' interest now is very light. It's not as firm as it used to be. Now that Pogba's joined them, now they have Locatelli as well too. They have players that they can build a future around without him. There is more interest from Lazio and Sarri, who of course worked with him. But would Jorginho want to play at a lower level and not play Champions League football? Absolutely not. So it only makes sense that you want to commit his future here and, you know, continue playing under a manager that clearly rates him, and of course teammates that clearly love him as an individual as well too. If he was to sign a new deal, then I'd imagine that we aren't signing any midfield players in this window. I'm okay with that. For me, if you can't sign your main targets in one window, be patient and go again when windows open up again. Don't just commit yourself to signing bog standard players, because you're panicking and you're desperate to bring in reinforcements. Jorginho could easily stay here again. If we were to use a midfield three, he has played that. It just means that your backline has to be a bit higher up and the midfield support around him has to be quite close. But you know, Jorginho has always been very good for unlocking and releasing number 8 midfield players. So I think with some tweaks, we could definitely you know, add some protection. But personally, listen, if we ain't playing the big games, I'm not going to feel that nervous about Jorginho being in the base of my midfields if we have proper support around him. So there you guys have it. They are the reports today. If more news breaks, of course, expect there to be more videos coming out. So you guys, on that note, I'm EFC. This is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys there with some more videos. Cool.